Hello, everyone. It's Saturday, checking in on you to see how you're doing. So, wondering how last night went for you. Friday nights, the first Friday night, may have been harder for you. Maybe you're used to drinking more at the end of the week or because it's the start of the weekend. Maybe you had social plans. So, something that often comes up is that people feel like they're not doing things the right way, or if they started doing this program saying they were going to, not drink at all or limit themselves, and then they drank when they weren't going to, or drank more than they were going to, they feel like they're not doing it right. A lot of people who are struggling to cut back are struggling with being perfectionists and wanting to do everything right. But I want you to consider this. You get to determine what's right and what's wrong, right? So what's right for someone else may be not drinking at all, but for you, you think it's right that you can have one glass a night. For someone else, it may be that they can drink, if you're a small woman and you can only drink one or two drinks and start to feel the effect of it. You probably can drink more if you've been drinking a while, but comparing yourself to a bigger guy, what's right for them is what is not the same as what's right for you. And even what's right for you some days is not the same as others, right? Take like Thanksgiving, when you're maybe eating food all day and you're having a bunch of drinks throughout the day, you don't feel the effects as much. It's fine for you to drink more then, but maybe if you exercise and hadn't eaten all day, and then you go out at night and maybe it's hot and you're sweating, dehydrated, and you have one or two drinks and you really feel the effects of it. So, and as a women, it depends on our hormones. So there's really not a right and wrong way for everyone. You need to determine what's right for you. The other thing I want you to consider is perfection doesn't mean sticking to the program every day the way you planned necessarily. What if the right way, what if being perfect is actually including times when you don't do as planned, that's the right way, because then you get to see what the challenge was for you and you get to learn from that and take that going forward so that you know what to do in the future. What if having these quote unquote slips or fallbacks is actually the right way to do this? Often people think that they say they want to wait to work on their drinking, or people do this with eating too, because there's a lot going on. Over the holidays, people say, oh, this is a really bad time to diet or cut back on my drinking because so much is going on. It's really going to be challenging. Well, if you think about it, that's the perfect time to be working on this, right? During the challenging time. If you're working on it when it's easy and you think you have it good, and then a challenging time comes up, that's often when people say, I was so good in January. And that's because you had kind of drank your face off in December with the holidays. And it was easy to cut back in January because everything slowed down. And then as things start to ramp up again and you start to have social plans, it gets harder again. So just consider all this. And as you're beating yourself up, thinking that you're not doing things correctly, that you're the one who gets to decide. Remember, it's about our thoughts. So there's no inherent right or wrong. You have your circumstance, and that's that neutral fact. And then you get to decide in your T line, this was right or wrong. This was a learning experience. This is part of the process, whatever you want. And that's going to determine how you feel. So you're either going to tell yourself you're doing it wrong and probably feel crappy, or tell yourself it's part of the process and maybe stay committed to keep going. All right, guys. So have a great Saturday night, and talk to you again soon.